How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and what we're going to be going into is the joke of the day. So here it comes. What do you call a naked bear? A bear. I know it was corny just like the others, but hey, you know what? I just had to share that one with you guys. So today we're going to be talking about CCIV. The last time that we did a video on CCIV was back on February the 12th. And I told you guys the importance of looking into the stock and also looking into the warrants. The warrants are great, especially if you're not looking towards the long term. It's a great way to make some quick profit. So I'm going to be breaking down the technical analysis, and I'm also going to be showing you if you would have purchased those warrants on the day I was talking about the video, or even the Monday after that video, then you would definitely be smiling right now. All right, so let's get into it. All right, so we're going to be doing a technical analysis on CCIV. So we last spoke about it on February the 12th, which was Friday, right? So one of the things that I want to go over with you guys is how you could have made some serious money, because I brought up talking about looking at the stock and also looking at the warrants, especially if you don't want to put up a lot of money compared to actually buying the actual stock itself. So on February the 12th, when we spoke about it, it ended up running up into after hours, almost pretty much going into that $40 range, right? But check this out. Now we're into this week, right? So this week on the 16th, it was priced at $38.15, right? So as you can see, because, things started heating up, more rumors saying that, things are getting closer to a deal with CCIV and Lucid Motors. We had a run up here on the 16th all the way up to $54, right? That momentum continues. As you can see, we carried it over to the next day on the 17th. Things started heating up even further, ended up running up to almost $59, as you can see right here. And then today, running up to $62.33 to a high of around at $210, $64.86. So that was quite the move. When we first brought this up on the channel, we were talking about the article that was shared by the Wall Street Journal saying, hey, well, you know what? There's a huge possibility, or there's this going on, and blah, 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 saying, well, you know what? Investors should be worried and they shouldn't be blah, 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 blah. But guess what happened? We had more financial institutions and more hedge funds that started loading up and buying a ton of shares in CCIV. So if there is any potential chance, even a high chance of this deal not going through, the big banks and the institutions wouldn't have invested. Let's be honest here. So we definitely see, in regards to an agreement coming together and having this merger go through, it's definitely looking likely. Because from when I see those asset companies and those banks that are getting in there and building out their positions, it's telling you something. And it's part of the reasons why this stock has ran up all the way from the 30 range when we first spoke about it, all the way to the high of 64.86. The only thing I got to tell you guys, again, this could be a situation where it's buy the rumor and sell the news. There's a potential chance when the news does come out, we're going to see a lot of volatility. The stock could go down. In some cases, it could go up, but just be prepared. Make sure you have your stop losses or your trailing stop in place so you protect your profits. If you believe in Lucid long term, then I'm going to assume that you got in at a very early stage and this is of no concern to you, because as far as if you would have got in the $17 range, the $30 range and so forth, you'd be nice right now. Even if it pulled back, I don't see it pulling back that far. All right. Even in the $40 range, again, I just don't see that. But one of the things is what I wanted to show you guys today in regards to the stock. Like I said, this is a big one for us, because when I spoke about it, I wanted you guys to see that, hey, how crooked a lot of these firms are. Like, they don't want us making this money and killing it. Because for the fact that they told us one thing, right, and then expecting us to do something else or do another, which is selling or being concerned, they load it up. All right. So as you can see what's going on with this chart, chart is looking real good in regards to on the week. We are up big time. like like huge. We were up big time. So what I wanted to do now was also take a look at the warrants. Let's say, for example, when the stock was, again, around the time when we talked about it, you didn't want to pay $38, right? It was $38 and you're like, you know what? I didn't want to pay that. I gave you guys another alternative, and that's what we're going to go to. The other alternative was the warrant. So that's what we're looking at, CCIV warrant. So if you would have bought this warrant on February the 16th, right, which would have been the Tuesday, it was going for $17.72. $17.72. So you wouldn't have had to pay as much as how much the actual stock is. Now, let's go over to today. Where is it at now? I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna pause for a moment because I want you guys to see and put you on something. The warrant today ended up reaching a high of $43.98. Moment of silence. If you would have bought those warrants, like I said, if you didn't have enough, let's say, for example, you didn't want to spend a lot of money or you just wanted to make a quick amount of money, literally, look at that move. If you would have bought on the Tuesday, I'll give you the weekend, whatever, and so forth. And I think the video came out late. So if you would have bought on Tuesday, even when it hit the high of like $30 for the warrant, you'd still be up. Because right now it hit a high. Sorry, not right now. It hit a high of the day today at $43.98. Now it's back to $39. But technically, if you would have bought down here on the 16th, on the Tuesday where I told you, hey, CCIV still looking good. I told you guys I have shares and I've bought warrants. I'm not a financial advisor and this isn't financial advice. So just know when you do invest, you're doing it at your own risk. I just bring these ideas to you guys so you can see how I trade and how I look at stocks. We also when it comes to SPACs, we also need to take a look at the warrants. There's a lot of money to be made in the warrants, I'm telling you guys. Because like I said, you could have bought in this $18 range. And what is that? What would happen to your money? You would have almost tripled it. Again, if there's a SPAC that's out there that you're interested in, I'll try my best to bring SPACs towards you guys. Maybe you could throw some SPACs to me. Again, I'll take a look at those warrants, and if I see there's a lot of potential in that company and the stock price is likely to move, the demand is there, then, hey, we can probably try to get in on those warrants together, right? Again, I'm trying to show you guys how I do things, and it's up to you to use that to your advantage and seeing if it works for you. Doing your due diligence, of course, and just making sure you can handle the risks that are associated. But this is a perfect example where it's a great idea when it comes to these SPACs to play the stock and the warrant. If you like the stock and you believe in the stock as far as for a long-term investment, then what you could do is that you buy the stock and you're like, hey, you know what? I'm going to hold it. And these are the stocks, right, that I have. And then you buy the warrants and say, hey, you know what? I know this is going to move up. There's a lot of demand for it. I can see how, you know what? A lot of people are going to be interested. Then you buy a ton of warrants, right? And then when it reaches about of a high or an area where you're profitable, like I said, that's going to be different for everyone. I like taking profit at certain parts and so forth. I know there was a lot of hype around Lucid. So that was another reason why I was like, you know what, I'm going to wait for that 100%, that 200% type of a return because I know it's going to go in that direction. It's in the EV space. Again, very talked about. A lot of the people at Lucid worked at Tesla, especially the CEO of Lucid worked for Tesla as an engineer. So again, it's putting all that stuff together. So that's a way where, you know what, you could still hold the stock and still make some money by selling the warrants and so forth. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I know we didn't do an update since last week. So I just wanted to kind of revisit that and show you, hey, man, it was a great move. So as far as for price predictions and stuff like that for CCIV, again, this stock has literally been running up like crazy, as you've seen. It's going to be interesting when the news does get announced where the stock price goes. Because like the way how it's looking, it's definitely looking like it's trying to make its way. When the news does get announced or when the merger does end up being closed and it goes through, then shoot, this looks like it could be close to $100 stock. Like literally the way how it's been moving. But again, this is the market. A lot of people buy the rumor, sell the news. It could do the opposite, right? And pull back a little bit. It won't pull back to the $20 range or anything like that, but it could pull back. But I'm looking forward to seeing it go up even further after the merger and after the confirmation, hey, you know what? The deal's gone through. Like I said in the last video as well, just keep in mind, if the merger does not go through and the deal fails, there's a potential chance where the stock can actually end up going back down to the $10 range because it is a SPAC. So just know that, all right? Be talking to you guys soon. So there you have it. When it comes to these SPACs, you can make money on the stock and you also can make money on the warrants. Like I said, if you believe in Lucid Motors and you know and you feel like this deal is going to go through, then again, it's an investment, right? Going towards long term. Also, if you maybe bought some shares and you want to sell half your position and let the rest ride, or you want to just let the rest sit down there and so you can actually see what Lucid actually does, that's an option as well. But when it comes to those warrants, if you want to make a good profit, imagine if you would have found out and you would have bought into it way at the beginning, around the time when the merger and all the rumors and the speculation was announced. You'd be up big time. And then after, when I told you about it, it still went up going big time. So again, any SPAC that you're seeing and you feel that, you know what, has a lot of value, it has the KLTs, which is a know, like, and trust in any company that you invest in, then by all means, the warrants are a great way to double up, triple up, and even quadruple your money, all right? This is a strategy that has been around, and many YouTubers don't even talk about it, and it's great for anyone who may not want to spend as much money in regards to buying the actual stock, but still be able to benefit from the movements of the stock in regards to how it's performing. And especially with everything going on with Lucid, hey, this was a time to capitalize. In regards, is there still more room for the stock price to go in regards to CCIV? Of course. So is there a potential chance where, you know what, it might be good looking into the warrants? Hey, I got to throw in a disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor, and this isn't financial advice. So just know when you do invest, you're doing it at your own risk, all right? That's my strategy. Been doing that for a while when it comes to these SPACs. So hey, I just wanted to make sure I shared that with you guys and also gave you an update. We'll talk soon.